Hey guys, Alderman Rio back here for another video on the Pagan Perspective. This week we're talking about fantasy that inspired us. So if you've been following me for any length of time here on the Pagan Perspective, especially if you saw my original audition video years and years ago, you may be aware that one of the things that inspired me was the Disney cartoon where Mickey Mouse had a hat, representing the witch's cone of energy or wizardry, and a wand, and he was doing all these different magical things and stuff. And ever since I was a child, that always stuck with me. I always wanted to manipulate the ways of magic and be a part of everything that is magic. Like, that was my thing. Like, I wanted to be a part of that, right? And that's where I'm at today. That's when I was a kid. But some of the newer things that has come about, in my adulthood, and also I want to say through maybe high school-ish. I wouldn't even say high school. Anime. A lot of anime has influenced. I would say Ninja Scroll was something that was amazing to see, like the electrical powers and things that people would use, the mysticism, samurai, seeing them use the hand symbols and things, or mudras as they're called, really, really inspired me. So I would say, to give you guys a list, it'll be Naruto Shippuden, Dragon Ball, Mickey Mouse. These are all works of fiction that has some kind of mysticism in it and magic that really resonated and really struck me and spoke with me. I also want to say maybe Gummy Bears. I know that's really silly, but it was there's like an elder character in the Gummy Bears who always wears a medallion or something. I mean, I'm wearing black tourmaline here, but he wears a medallion, and I always wanted the medallion. He was the guy who they would go to for their knowledge. He was like the Gummy Bears elder magic man or elder wizard and things. I know for some of you it might be Lord of the Rings. I mean, I know those books have been around forever, so I can imagine a lot of you guys got involved with Dungeons and Dragons and things. I wasn't a big Dungeons and Dragons fan, so that didn't draw me into magic or paganism like the aforementioned anime and magic and mysticism based cartoons. Didn't really read the manga too much, because a lot of the mangas were black and white, so you didn't really see too many of those creeping into the American realm. You had to use your imagination to fill in the colors and things really, really early on. And it just wasn't something that I was huge and big into at all. Coming up, see, a lot of stories that dealt with other realms. I would love to see other realms, other creatures. The Never-Ending Story was a big one for me, to see the magical things that were involved in that story. That always pushed me and wanted me to explore magic and things very, very closely. But I would always say keep a good eye on these newer animes that have come out, like Naruto. I mean, in there they literally have summoning, they have circles, they have forbidden magic, and they kind of show what happens when you go for the forbidden magic. I think one of the villains that comes to mind, which is my favorite villain of almost any work of art, work of fiction, would be Orochimaru. Orochimaru is someone that wanted to study dark magic. He said, "Hey, I'm going to study this dark magic, and there's nothing you can do. I am just going to do this." And he went straight for it. Went for the darkest magic he could, read forbidden scrolls, and then he would eventually become the enemy of his village. But then later on, finally, back at the end of the whole story, ended up becoming a bit of an ally to his village. So it's just amazing to see story arcs and things that evolve around esoteric magic and mysticism. It always made my mind grow and change, and it was always something I was very eager to see in any situation. So I want to know what you guys think. What did you look at? Did you look at Ronin Warriors? That's another one for me. Ronin Warriors, where you had these samurai who didn't have a master, so they became known as Ronin, but they would still have the ability to control different elements and stuff in battle. Is their favorite cartoon of yours? There's their TV show. It's a lot. I know there's a lot of Charm fans out there. I know there's a lot of a lot of people who read like Anne Rice's books and stuff. Where they kind of run into the Mayflower witches in that story. So, what do you guys think? Like, go ahead and post that down below. I would love to see it. I can't wait to see what you guys have come up with. Like, what made you look toward your pagan path. And I hope you guys stay safe this weekend. I wish nothing but the best for you and your family, and blessed be.